illegal participation on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains first down.
This had better be a big play after all of that. Second down and 8, 4.5 to go in the half, 6-0 Beavers. Jonathan from the right hash from the zone 25 goes back to throw and throws the out, and it's caught, and it's going to be a big play. Chad Johnson down the left sideline. Nobody will catch Chad, and it's a touchdown, 75 yards for the Beavers.
I am the man.
This is the moment, and right here will tell perhaps all about that. 3rd and 1.5 from the right hash. Simonson the handoff. Ken cuts to the left. First down and more. 30, 25, 20. Simonson on his way. Ken into the end zone. Touchdown Beavers, and the streak is going to end here tonight.
The snap on target to Wojtnik. He gets a much better punt away here. Sammy Stroughter back to his 30-yard line. Starts up the middle. Gets to the 40. He's got a seam. 45 midfield. 45-40. He's got a chance to go. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Beavers!
Monumentals or the black suits running in. Nod your head. The black suits. Let me see you nod your head like this. Let me see you like this. Let me see you bop your head. Nod your head. Come on. Let me see you like this. Let me see you nod your head like this. Check it, yo, it's this chick, right? Serlina, making me sick, right? Earth is worthless to her, she be tripping like threatening me and my men's trying to get the light, thinking she's superwoman.
Welcome to Illegal Participation, the official podcast of the Heinrich Tailgater. Recording this while firmly ensconced at the Heinrich Tailgater headquarters, I'm your host, head chef, planner, and chief bottle washer, Bill Heine Heinrich. Joining me, as always, from the Heinrich Tailgater Northern Command Outpost, the lead driver and director of thermodynamic lipid immersion, my co-host and brother, the Beej. How are you doing, Beej?
You know, Billy, I am just living the dream. I am sitting in my bed as we record this. I'd like to say this is where the magic happens, but unfortunately it's not. That's usually in front of the computer screen. So anyway.
There you go.
So I am sitting here ready to do a podcast. What do we got going on today?
Well, Beej, the purpose of illegal participation is for us to spread our insight, experiences, and passion for the Oregon State Beavers with others, and just generally talk Beaver sports, football, tailgating, and screw around a little bit every week. I want to remind everyone you can listen to us on your iPhone and Android device on the Stitcher Radio app. Also subscribe to us on iTunes. Remember to leave a rating and review. If you want to get a hold of us, HeinrichTailgater@gmail.com. You can get a hold of me on Twitter @HeinrichTailgater, and also check out Heinrich Tailgater on Facebook. Alrighty, Beej. First off,
how many fans do we have on Facebook now?
Well, now you may make me look here. Dang it, Beej.
I'm sitting in bed. I can't do that.
Yeah, I gotta sit here and look it up now. Hold on, I gotta go here, and I gotta click here. This is scintillating pod right here.
Scintillating?
Scintillating.
I've heard of titillating. I didn't know there's such a word as scintillating. What the hell does that mean?
God damn it, Beach.
You want to look that one up next?
I don't know. Let's see. Here's insights. See if that says how many likes we have.
We need a few more. As many people came to the frickin' tailgater last week. We should be getting more likes. I don't know who half the people were.
Yeah, I don't know how many we got.
That'll be an update for next week. Moving on.
Yeah. Let's do that next week. All right. I don't know where to look on the page. Oh, wait. No. Oh, yeah, here. Likes.
What do we got?
As of today, 392.
Ooh, wow. Be cool if we could break the 400 mark.
Yeah.
Have we lost some, or are we staying pretty solid, or can you tell?
Oh, I don't think we've lost any.
That's good.
Looks like it's gone up a few in the last few days, actually.
Okay, well, like I said, for as many people who showed up that were random strange on Friday, it'd certainly be nice to know who they are.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Alrighty, Beach.
Where do we start with?
Well, first off, we got an email this week.
I love it when we get an email.
I know you do. So this email is from Mark K. And he sent you some stuff out that you and I have already talked about. But
thank you, Mark, by the way. Appreciate the critique.
There's a lot of stuff he talked about, Steds, and Beach and I talked about that. But we'll talk about what you and I are going to talk about is in the PS. Okay? He says,
okay.
PS to both of you, I see Stanford as a trap game that we can win. Look at our first 4 weeks and 3 games. Then look at Stanford's first 4 weeks and their first 4 games. We come in after an easy game, God I hope, and a bye week. Stanford comes in after 4 brutal games and then looking to the week after us. This one is there for us to pull a big upset.
Now, we're not to the rankings yet for the week, but Stanford's ranked, aren't they?
No.
Oh, okay.
And we won't talk about the rankings because we're recording this on Sunday, and there's still games to go Monday night because this is the opening weekend.
Okay.
And so they won't have the rankings out until probably Tuesday.
Gotcha. So we won't have our USA coaches poll and all that kind of good stuff to discuss. All righty. Well, what do we got to discuss then, Billy?
Well, I was going to look at Stanford's schedule here.
You know, I like the way he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping. Well, we're not to the point where we talk about how we did in the game.
So this is what Stanford starts with. They started out with Northwestern this week. Then they play at USC.
That's a toughie.
At University of Central Florida, who's ranked number 17 right now.
Wow.
Then home against the Ducks. And then at Oregon State. And then home against ranked Washington. So that's a pretty gnarly.
That is pretty bad.
That's pretty gnarly right off the top. So I can see what Mark's talking about there.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks for the email, Mark. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I can see what he's talking about. I can see that game being a trap game for Stanford. Good shot for the Beavs. All right, Beavs, you ready to talk some Beaver sports news?
Yes. What we got going on this week, Billy? How the Beavers do in all the various sports outside of football?
All right. Well, first up is women's volleyball.
God, I love it. It's a good thing my hands hold my phone because I might be doing something else as we talk about girls volleyball. What do we got?
The Oregon State volleyball team got the 2019 season off on the right foot, sweeping UC Irvine in their first match of the Oregon Classic. The Beavers won. What was that?
I said sweet.
The Beavers won by scores of 25-12, 25-22, and 25-11 to earn their 4th straight season-opening win under 4th-year head coach Mark Barnard. Then the Oregon State volleyball team moved to 2-0 Friday evening after sweeping its second match of the day, defeating Boston College in 3 sets. Next up, Oregon State travels to Indiana to play in the Hoosier Invite. The Beavers will play against Oklahoma on Thursday and then against Indiana and Yale on Friday.
Oh, they travel a lot for volleyball everywhere, don't they?
Yeah.
How many girls are on a volleyball team?
You know what? I don't know. All I know is we had somebody come by Woodstocks the other day with the various sports posters for the season, and said, "Hey, can we hang these up on the wall out there, kind of between the 2 sets of doors where people hang up like community event stuff?" And I said, "Sure." And I walked out there and looked at them later, and there's a lot of girls on that team.
Huh.
More than I would have thought.
How many are on the court at one time? 6?
I think 6, yeah.
3 in the front, 3 in the back?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it surprised the hell out of me. I was just like, that's a lot of girls. I'll try to count them up and let you know for next week.
Okay.
All right. All right, Beach, next up is women's soccer.
Ooh. Yeah, we kind of pseudo-witnessed that game, didn't we, on Friday?
Yeah, as we were out there tailgating, the women were playing. As we were cleaning up, they were finishing up the game. And that one, redshirt sophomore...
In overtime.
Redshirt sophomore Mackenzie Weinert scored the golden goal in Oregon State's 2-1 double overtime victory in the 100th minute of action over Villanova to push the Beavs to a 2-0 start on the season. Now, Beach, Oregon State just completed their sweep of its home opening weekend with a 3-0 win over St. Mary's on Sunday afternoon.
Nice.
Now, that 3rd straight win for the Beavs this season, which is the best start in program history since the team went 3-0 in 2015. Junior Kalen Fried and freshman Abby Schwartz and senior Taylor Lemond scored a goal for the Beavs, pushing their grand total for OSU to 8 on the season.
Okay.
And lastly, Beavs, we've got some men's soccer news. Junior Joel Walker netted the first goal for the Beavs this season, but Oregon State men's soccer team dropped its season opener to Coastal Carolina by a score of 2-1 at Paul Lorenz Field Friday night. The Beavs
This sound like a repeat of last year.
The Beavs held a 14-13 advantage in shots during the match. Well, the worst part about that game, Beavs, is it started at 7:30 on Friday, the same time as the Beaver football game. And how dumb is that?
Why would they plan? Why would they plan games for the same exact time of the day?
I don't know. And that football game had been planned since what? February? So that just made no sense to me.
So,
but then Beej on Sunday in the 87th minute, Alex Cover scored a goal, lifting the Oregon State men's soccer team to a 2-1 win over Colgate. Oregon State is now 1-1 and will return to action on Friday when the Beavs take on Davidson at Paul Lorenz Field.
I didn't know Colgate was a school. I thought it was just a
toothpaste.
Toothpaste.
Now, we've looked this up before, Beej. Do you remember this?
I don't. How long ago was this? A couple years?
It's been a while. Let me see here.
Colgate based out of?
Because we talked about Colgate University, and you're like, oh, as I know him is a toothpaste, and we talked about it before.
Evidently, it wasn't. What did you say? Scintillating enough for me.
Well,
scintillating enough for me.
So
I don't even know if you have the right context, but it's gonna be my new word of the week.
So, in 1817, the Baptist Education Society of the State of New York was founded by 13 men. 2 years later, in 1819, the state granted the school's charter, and the school opened a year later in 1820. The first classes were held in a building in the town of Hamilton in New York. 3 years later, in 1823, the Baptist Theological Seminary at New York City incorporated with the Baptist Education Society and subsequently changed its name to the Hamilton Literary and Theological Institution. Among the trustees was William Colgate, founder of the Colgate Company.
So it is Colgate toothpaste.
Yes, that's why it ended up getting there.
Sweet.
Yeah. In 1890, Madison, it changed its name to Madison University, and then in 1890, it changed its name to Colgate University in recognition of the family and its gifts to the school. Because we talked about this before.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there you go.
Wonder if everybody, like all incoming freshmen, get like
free toothpaste.
Toothpaste and toothbrushes.
I don't know. What else does Colgate make?
I don't know. I only know Colgate as the toothpaste.
Well, it's Colgate Palmolive anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's 213 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Started by a devout English immigrant soap and candle maker.
Intent on keeping good oral hygiene, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good sign. Good goal to have. So, alrighty, what's next, Billy? We knocked out boys men's soccer. Oh, Billy.
Yes, B.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Oh, it looks like we got an update. Hold on here. Hold on.
Okay.
Billy.
Yes, Beach.
This just in.
Okay.
University of Oregon has declared the season over after a tragic loss to Auburn on Saturday in the first game of the 2019 season. The Ducks are calling it, and there's no need to play the next 11 games.
Really?
That's what it looks like.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that's what the discussion was down in Eugene this last weekend. Because I mean, it's so sad to see them lose the first game because it's so cute. They're like that little kid gets so excited because they won their first game, and they feel like they can take on the world, and then they get a season where they lose their first game, then they don't know what to do next. It's like such a bitter thing. They could learn something from us. We know how to take a loss.
Yeah.
We're good with that.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Did you watch that Duck game at all, Beach?
I did not. I was checking the updates on my phone, and I'm sitting there at dinner, and I'm looking at my phone, and it's the Ducks were leading, I think, for the first 3 quarters, and kept sending updates. Come on, Auburn, get your crap together. You can do this. You can do this. And then I get home here tonight, last night, and I finally grab my phone, and I'm like, okay, show me the Ducks score, and it pops up, and it was like it was good. I was happy. It made it. You know my view on things. If the Beavers win, that's half of a good week, and if the Ducks lose, that's the other half of a good week. So at least I got half of a good week this week. So that made up for stuff. So
well, there you go. Well,
because Corvallis was not good.
No, but I tell you what, let's go under further review for week number 1 in the Pac-12.
After further review, the runner did cross the line. Touchdown.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, Beach. I've got our picks here for you, me, and Kyle. I hate you, Kyle. And we will go. So first up, Beach, there was a game last week on Saturday, August 24th, Arizona at Hawaii.
And I took Arizona on that one because Hawaii is usually not that good.
Actually, all 3 of us took Arizona.
How was that?
Well, Beach, the Rainbow Warriors never trailed, saw 3 separate 14-point leads erased, and overcame 6 turnovers to record their first win over the Wildcats in 6 tries with a 45-38 win. Now, Arizona even the score with Khalil Tate's 21-yard TD pass to Stanley Berryhill late in the 3rd quarter. But Hawaii took the lead for good on Ryan Mescal's 34-yard field goal with 10:39 to play. Hawaii used 2 quarterbacks in the win. Starter Cole McDonald completed 29 of 41 passes for 378 yards and 4 touchdowns, but was intercepted 4 times. Siobhan Cordero replaced McDonald in the 3rd quarter and finished 5 of 7 for 58 yards and a touchdown. Now for Arizona, Khalil Tate passed for 361 yards and 3 touchdowns on 22 of 39 passing with 2 interceptions. He also rushed for a team-high 108 yards on 13 carries. He also had a chance to tie on the final play, but Tate scrambled all the way to the Hawaii 1-yard line before he was tackled by Kalen Hicks and Manley Williams to end the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a nail-biter, wasn't it?
Well, and what kills me is Arizona put up 38 points and also was on the receiving end of 6 turnovers and still couldn't win the game. So, and the Beavs obviously play Hawaii next week, and then they play Arizona in a few. So,
well, I feel like Arizona. I try like hell, and I never scored.
Yeah, well, both those teams look like crap. So, none of us got the win on that one, Beach. Okay, Beach, all the rest of the games were this week. Starting on Thursday, we had UCLA at Cincinnati.
And I think I picked the men of Troy for this one.
UCLA at Cincinnati?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said USC. UCLA. Oh, dude. Did I pick bitch tits on this?
No,
I think I did.
No, you took Cincinnati.
I did. Okay, thank God.
Kyle and I took UCLA. UCLA sophomore quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson was 8 for 26 for 156 yards and 2 TDs, including a 75-yarder to Felton and a 7-yard scoring toss to sophomore wide receiver Chase Cota. But Thompson-Robinson also lost his grip on the football twice and threw 2 interceptions, personally accounting for all 4 UCLA turnovers and a 24-14 defeat. Now, Cincinnati knocked off UCLA. What was that?
I heard they just looked sloppy.
Yep. Cincinnati knocked off UCLA in the season opener for the 2nd straight season. The Bearcats beat the Bruins 26-17 at the Rose Bowl last season. So there you go. So you picked up the win there. Yeah, I tell you what, old Chip Kelly's offense sure isn't clicking, is it?
No, not like it did. Well, I think there's a combination. I think it might be the coaching staff. It also might be the fact that he can't cheat as well as he did before.
And that could be too. He also, and I don't know how much people will talk about this, but Mark Hendrick, who was the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach under Kelly, who took over for Kelly once he left at Oregon. I wonder how much he had to do with it. of really dialing in that quarterback position.
Now, is he still there, or where's he at
No.
now?
Well, he got fired at Oregon. I'm not sure where he is now.
What did he get fired at Oregon for?
Losing to the Beavs in that Civil War.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or it's Mark
Nope.
Helfrich, yeah. Mark Helfrich. Let's see where he is.
Okay, you were talking Mark Helfrich.
Mark Helfrich. I meant Mark Helfrich.
Okay, I was like,
it looks like right now he's the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears.
Really?
Yeah. So
Well,
there you
that's
go.
nice. I mean, it seems to me like that's a pretty good, decent gig.
Yeah. So yeah, he. But I just wonder how much he had to do with it. So, with the success of Oregon.
You know, you always said in the previous season that he was not a good head coach, but a great offensive coordinator.
And that's what I think. I think too many people think they need to be the head guy in charge, and that's not their forte.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to know where you excel at and roll with it.
Correct. All right, Beach. So you picked up the win there. Next up, Kent State at Arizona State.
Arizona State.
All three of us did. Now, JT Daniels passed for a pair of touchdowns and ran for another in his Arizona State debut, and the Sun Devils shut out the Kent State Golden Flashes for 3 quarters in a 30-7 win Thursday night in the season opener. Now, Daniels finished 15 of 24 for 284 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Arizona has won 21 straight home openers and got its first win over a Mid-American Conference opponent. Now, the Sun Devils held the Golden Flashes to 200 total yards, 80 passing, and recovered 2 fumbles.
Wow.
Yeah. So held them to 200 total yards. So
it's a nice long opening win streak too.
That's crazy. 21 straight home opener wins. That's impressive. Okay, Beach.
Well, what's the Beavs streak like? 1, 2 over the last 10 years?
They've won a couple here or there, but not very many. All right, Beach. Up next, last game on Thursday, Utah at BYU. Little holy war.
Ooh. Yes. What was I heard about? I think I took Utah on this one.
You did. So did I. Kyle, however, took BYU.
And I heard Kyle screwed up on this one.
The number 14 Utes scored 3 touchdowns off 3 BYU turnovers to pull away for a 30-12 victory on Thursday night in the opener for both teams. And Utah left no doubt about how strong its defense could be this season. Over the final 30 minutes, the Cougs gained just 104 yards on 18 total plays. Utah's Zach Moss ran for 187 yards and a touchdown to help the Utes earn their 9th straight victory in the Holy War rivalry, which was being played for the 100th time. Now, the senior suffered a hand injury in fall camp and wore a protective splint after the game, but it didn't seem to limit him at all. Moss propelled the offense after halftime by gashing the Cougs for a series of big runs. He averaged 6.2 yards on 29 carries. So you and I picked up the win there. Okay, now on to Friday the 30th, Beach. There was 2 games on Friday. First up was Colorado at Colorado State.
Ooh. You know, I didn't hear the outcome of this one, but I'm pretty sure I picked Colorado. I felt like I was pretty much a Pac-12 homer this last week, except for bitch tits Chip Kelly, who I never will take.
Yeah, you did take. No, not all. Not all.
But it was close. I was pretty heavy on.
Pretty heavy though, yeah. So tailback Alex Fontenot scored 3 second-half touchdowns, and safety Mikhail Onu intercepted 2 passes as Colorado beat Colorado State 52-31 on Friday night to kick off the Mel Tucker era. Fontenot finished with 125 yards rushing to help the Buffs win their 5th straight over the Rams in what was the final Rocky Mountain Showdown held in Denver. The 83 combined points were the most in the rivalry's 91-game history.
Why is it the final one being held in Denver?
I think they're going to start playing them at the home stadiums from now on.
Okay. Yeah. Why were they playing them in Denver just because it's a Civil War?
Kind of, yeah. Well, and they're not in the same league, so they never have been.
Yeah.
So it's just
just an in-state deal.
Uh-huh.
Go.
So you and actually only you picked up the win there. Kyle and I both took Colorado State.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at me starting this season off kicking some butt.
Yeah. Okay,
now
Beach.
if I can only maintain.
The last game on Friday was Oklahoma State at Oregon State.
Oklahoma State at Oregon State, and I would have picked the Beavs, and that would have been a bad choice in some respects, but a very proud choice in others.
Yep, all three of us did. Quarterback Jake Luton threw for 251 yards and 3 scores against the Cowboys. Isaiah Hodgins caught 9 passes for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns, but the defense gave up 555 yards of offense to the Cowboys. Redshirt freshman Spencer Sanders threw for 203 yards and 3 scores, and Chuba Hubbard rushed for 221 yards and 3 touchdowns for Oklahoma State as they won. What the hell was the final score of that game, Beej?
Oh, hell, I can't remember.
52 to 36.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
which sounds horrible, but it's really 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it doesn't seem that bad. Either way you look at it, it was a friggin' high scoring game.
Yeah, and let's talk a little about the game, Beach. I mean, so I
thought Pierce looked great.
What you thought? What?
Pierce, isn't it Pierce?
Artavis Pierce looked great. Yes.
Yeah, he looked great. I don't know though. I mean, our line.
I thought offensively they played really well. They had those three and outs in the second quarter, and that's really where it hurt them. But offensively they looked pretty dang good.
We just could get a third down stop to save our souls.
No, and that's the thing. In that game there was a couple of times where they had them at like 3rd and 25 or 3rd and 18, and just couldn't stop them. And watching that game, I also thought the special teams looked pretty good. I thought our kicking game looked pretty good. It's just that defense. And there was there was one time I remember where the Beavs were completely out of position and they had a huge run for a touchdown and they looked like crap. But there was other times where it's like, the defensive player is just about there to make the play. They're in the right position. They just need to finish. It's not like they were going through these massive, gaping holes or anything, but I just really worry about that front seven. We've got to get more pressure on the quarterback, and I just don't know if that's going to happen with a couple of those down linemen. Mm-hmm. But, they did make a couple of hits in the backfield. They dropped Oklahoma State for losses on several running plays. I see improvement there. We just need a lot more.
Yeah, like I said, I would just like to see a third down stop once in a while.
Yeah, I know, I do too. It's like I said, especially when you've got them at like 3rd and 18 and 3rd and 25.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what's there, and I'm like going, God, can't we get one of these?
Yeah,
we're not that bad.
Completely agree. So, and I think that's really where it's going to lay. Where the success of the season is going to be decided, because I really liked, like I said, I liked our offensive output.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I thought they looked really good. So, but yeah, they've got to figure it out. And it's week. The other thing that gets me is, they had another quarterback or another running back have a career game against him, 220 some odd yards. Because if you look last year, almost every running back they played, their best game of the season was against the Beavs. And that can't happen.
Mm-mm.
So.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But as for the tailgater, I thought that went great.
It was crazy. There were, like I said, it was odd because normally I know about 2/3 of the people out there, and this time I barely knew 1/3 of the people out there. So I don't know who showed up.
Yeah.
So
went through
if you did and you're listening to our podcast, hey, drop us a message. Let us know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But
I had this gal. I mean, she didn't even know what the hell was going on. She's like, she's looking at our menu, which it gives on the menu on the trailer. It says the dates and then what's on the menu. And she's looking at it, and I'm deep frying stuff. And she says, I'll have the cheesesteak, please. And I'm like, cheesesteaks aren't until the next game. It's the pork today. Oh, then I'll have the pork. No, we're all out of pork. I don't know what you want me to do here, and I'm a little confused.
I know. Well, I couldn't believe all the food we went through.
Oh, god dang.
There had to be over 10 pounds of pork there. We went through all 15 pounds of catfish.
Unbelievable. There was nothing. I mean, I had nothing left to deep fry.
Oh, I know. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, wiped out all that. I think we went through all the beer. We went through all the water.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much soda was in the thing, but there couldn't have been much left of that either.
Yeah.
So
it just surprised the heck out of me. There are a lot more people there than I expected.
I was guessing we hit over 100.
Yeah, because I didn't think we'd have that many being early, a late game on a Friday evening. I didn't think we'd have that many. We had a ton.
And school hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, it was a ton. So
yeah, and a ton of the people that were there looked like they were students.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Alrighty, Beach. Well, let's move on there. Obviously, none of us got the win there. Up next, Beach, all the rest of the games were Saturday, August 31st. First up, Eastern Washington at Washington.
Pretty sure it took Washington. I think we all took Washington on this one, didn't we?
We all did. Washington quarterback Jacob Eason threw for 349 yards and 2 touchdowns as number 13 Washington opened the season with a 47-14 win over FCS number 4 Eastern Washington. Now, taking his first snap since the 2017 season when he lost the starting job at Georgia to Jake Fromm, Eason showed no rust, carving up one of the top FCS programs in the country with a debut that will only increase the hype around the former number 1 recruit in the country. Eason completed 27 of 36 passes and led Washington on touchdown drives on 4 of its first 5 possessions.
So brand new quarterback, but he's got experience.
Well, he had been down at Georgia and he transferred up, so he wasn't eligible to play last year, and he's starting this year.
So he was a top-end recruit, and they still benched him?
Yeah, he didn't win the starting job down there.
Wow, crazy.
So he transferred.
Hmm.
So
we'll see what happens to Washington this season, but pretty impressive numbers from what it sounds like.
Yep. So all 3 of us got the winner, and actually we've all got the same picks here on Outbeach. Up next was Northwestern at Stanford.
Ooh, Northwestern at Stanford. For some reason, I'm thinking the Stanford is the team we all selected this week.
Correct. Stanford quarterback KJ Costello threw a 2-yard touchdown pass before getting hurt on a late hit, and the Cardinal used 4 turnovers and improved running game to hold off injury-plagued Northwestern 17-7 on Saturday. Cameron Scarlett ran for 97 yards and a key first down late that helped run out most of the clock, and then Casey Toohill helped seal the win for the Cardinal with a strip sack of Hunter Johnson that led to a fumble recovery in the end zone by Jordan Fox with 20 seconds left. So there you go. And I think Costello had a concussion in that game. There's a lot of people that were going off about it because he was hit. I don't know I think people wanted a targeting hit. It looked like the guy hit him with his forearm to the helmet, but it's one of those plays where Costello went to slide, but as he's going to slide, it's the defensive man is already in the process of coming in to put a hit on him. And so he didn't hit him helmet to helmet, but as he flew over the top of him, he caught him in the helmet with his forearm. So
gotcha.
I guess if you want to call a late hit, sure, but I didn't see it. No, they just showed it right here on TV because it took Costello's helmet off, and I can see why he got kind of looped by it, but I just don't see it as being a helmet to helmet hit, a headshot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To me, as you said, you're already in the motion, and the guy moves on you,
and the guy starts to go down. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
So, anyways, so we all got the win there. Up next, Beach, UC Davis at Cal.
Oh, this is that intramural team. Pretty sure Cal dominated that one, but I did not catch any of this one.
Cal running back Christopher Brown Jr.
We talked about Kelly briefly last week.
Oh yeah.
She did say that she didn't go to any of the football games, by the way, when she went there.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to chill my language because Paige listens to this podcast now, so I'm supposed to give a hey out to Paige. So hey Paige. Alrighty, go on.
Cal running back Christopher Brown Jr. rushed for a career-high 197 yards and a touchdown on 36 carries in his first start. And Cal overcame a sloppy first half and beat UC Davis 27-13 on Saturday. Now, quarterback Jace Garbers shrugged off 2 turnovers and completed 16 of 28 passes for 238 yards and 2 touchdowns, both to Kekoa Crawford. Greg Thomas kicked a pair of field goals, including a career-best 47-yarder, as the Golden Bears won their third consecutive opener under Justin Wilcox. Wins there for all of us. All right, Beej, up next.
I wonder how Cal's going to do when they actually have some competition.
How Cal's going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or I'm sorry. Yeah. So, anyway. Okay, go on.
Up next, Beej. Oregon at Auburn.
I'm pretty sure I took Auburn on this one, did I not?
All three of us did. Auburn.
That was probably a good call.
Yep. Auburn true freshman quarterback Bo Nix threw a 26-yard touchdown pass to Seth Williams with 9 seconds remaining, and the 16th-ranked Tigers opened the season with a 27-21 comeback win over number 11 Oregon on Saturday night. Now, Oregon quarterback Justin Herbert, who bypassed early entry in the NFL draft to return to Oregon, was 28 of 37 for 242 yards and a touchdown. The Ducks had several chances to keep this game from being that close. Already up 7-0, Brian Addison couldn't pull in a catch in the back of the end zone on their second drive right before Camden Lewis missed a 20-yard field goal. There was also an exchange of 80-yard returns in the second quarter. Javon Holland had an 81-yard punt return to the Auburn 9, setting up a chance to go up 21-3. But Herbert fumbled on the next play, and defensive end Big Cat Bryant scooped it up and ran 83 yards to Oregon 3, though the Tigers had to settle for a field goal.
Big Cat Bryant? How big was Big Cat Bryant?
He's a big dude, but that's his name, Big Cat Bryant.
Nice.
Yep.
So,
but anyways,
again, what an exciting game.
Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. And I listened to it, and it was fun to hear the Duck announcers just losing it.
They are so homers.
Oh.
So homers. It's always fun. I usually try to catch their broadcast if the Ducks are playing after the Beavers.
Yeah.
And when you hear them, I mean, it's like a mutual admiration society over there. They can't build each other up enough.
And it's one of those things, like, I understand I'm listening to Duck announcers. I expect to get a Duck-centric call of the game. But, oh my God, they're, through the whole thing, they could really be up 28-0 right now, but and I'm just like, it doesn't work like that. Let's say they score a touchdown there, they could let the next kick go back for if you change one play, everything after it changes.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I think they were educated under Bellotti, because it's always like, well, they gave them that. Well, the only reason why the other teams have any success is because it's not because the other teams are good. It's because the
Ducks screwed up.
Yeah. Well, they're lucky that we weren't in position for that one. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the point of football, to get the other team out of position.
I was going to say that's the whole. Yeah, exactly.
But it was kind of funny to listen to. And I know they keep talking about Herbert. I really liked Herbert his freshman year. I thought that kid, give him a couple more years. He's got all the talent. He's got all the skills. Give him some time to really hone that talent. He's going to be amazing. I was not impressed with him last year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he looked that great yesterday. The one touchdown pass he had, he kind of threw it up for grabs and really got bailed out by his receiver. But,
really?
Yeah. I just don't think it. I don't know. They keep talking about him being, the best quarterback in the bunch, and he hasn't shown it to me yet. I think he's got the potential, but he hasn't shown me anything that I would have expected at him at this point in his career.
Gotcha.
So
mediocre at this point.
He's okay. Yeah. He's okay. But anyways, all right. So we all got the win there. Up next, Beej, is New Mexico State at Washington State.
And I'll tell you one thing. What I saw a lot this weekend, a lot of people sporting their Cougs shirts out there.
Good.
And and I think we all took the Cougs on this one, because by God, I think they're going to be a good team this year.
We did. New Washington State quarterback Anthony Gordon completed his first 15 passes, threw for 330 yards and 4 TDs in the first half, and number 23 Washington State rolled past New Mexico State 58-7 on Saturday night. Gordon, who had just 5 career passes coming into the season, beat out Eastern Washington transfer Gage Gubrud for the starting job with the stellar fall camp, and his performance in camp continued into the start of the season. Gordon hit Roderick Fisher for a 41-yard TD on the opening drive of the game, and the passing onslaught was only getting started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Continuing with that aerial attack, huh?
Oh yeah, that's what Leach likes to do. So we all picked up the win there. And the last game of the opening weekend, Beach, Fresno State at USC.
This one, Minitroy.
That is correct. We all did. Vavae Malapai rushed for a career-high 134 yards. And they had a kickoff return for 101 yards for a score in a 31-23 victory over Fresno State on Saturday night. Quarterback JT Daniels passed for 215 yards before getting hurt on a blitz 20 seconds before halftime. The sophomore returned to the sidelines on crutches with a brace on his right knee in the second half. The Trojans were hoping to get back the results of the MRI on Sunday morning, and they did, and they came back negative, which is positive.
Okay, I was going to ask.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's one of those things where if the results come back negative, that's positive. But if they come back positive, that's negative.
That's a negative.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, now USC led by 18 points early in the fourth quarter, but needed a strong defensive finish to hang on. Isaiah Polamau made an interception in the end zone with 1:45 to play. So there you go, Beach. So after the first week, you are in first place with 10 out of 12. I'm in second with 8 out of 12. And Kyle, I hate you, Kyle, is in third with 7 out of 12. You had a good week, Beach.
I did. Starting off strong. Now that'll get screwed up anytime, here in the near future. But for the moment, I'm living the dream.
All right, Beach. So are you on your computer? Do you have it there with you, your tablet?
I got my tablet here.
All right.
Okay.
Well, before we get there, it is time for the Tommy Tuberville.
What's he think I look like? A jackass?
You sure do.
Jackass of the Week Award. Every week we like to discuss a person in college football who exemplifies the truly worst in sportsmanship, leadership, or just being a fan. And this week, Beej, it's actually just being a mascot. So I want you to go to YouTube and search for Jackson State mascot penalty.
www. Should have known this before. At least I could have been on YouTube.
Yeah.
That was a failure on you.
Yeah. Jackson State mascot penalty. But I'll go on with the story. Beej, you can really tell that Jackson State mascot is a valued part of the team. Or the person inside the suit feels that way at least.
Okay, so hold on. I need to find my little... Here we go. Thing. Jackson
State mascot penalty. Seconds after Tigers quarterback Jalen Jones found Warren Newman for a 34-yard touchdown to take a 15-7 lead over Bethune-Cookman on Saturday. Are you watching it?
I'm getting there. Hold on. I can type in with one hand. The other hand is
I don't need to know what the other hand's doing.
Oh, okay. I got a 2-minute and 11-second bit, and I've got a 25-second bit.
Just do the 25-second bit. So seconds after quarterback Jalen Jones found Warren Newman for a 34-yard touchdown to take a 15-7 lead over Bethune-Cookman on Saturday, there was the Tiger running onto the field, getting right in the middle of a meaningless struggle for the football. Some mascots do push-ups after their team scores. Others have more school spirit, I guess. You watching it?
It keeps blocking out here. Hold on.
Should really turn down the volume.
Why is he in there?
Who knows? He felt like he needed to be in there. So you saw the guy scored, and there's kind of a struggle for the football. He runs out on the field and kind of gets into that scrum.
Yes.
I know. Now, as wonderful as it would be to have mascots get on the field for plays, it is sadly against the rules. The touchdown counted, but officials hit Jackson State with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, assessed on the following kickoff. Now, this is what it says in the box score, Beej. So it says at first and 10 at Jackson State 35. It says 5:33 in the third, Jackson State penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct on Jackson State mascot, and then in parentheses, Tiger, to the Jackson State 20.
That's awesome.
That's just stupid. Like, what are you thinking? And it's funny because if you listen to other clips of it, you can actually hear the referee call out the tiger. He goes,
Really?
Yeah. He goes, unsportsmanlike foul, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Jackson State mascot, the tiger. It's kind of funny.
Unbelievable.
So to the Jackson State mascot tiger, this week's Jackass of the Week award is for you.
Do you remember, God, it was probably 20, 25 years ago, and maybe we've chatted about this before, but there was that player that was not on the field, and there was a pass play. The guy was running by the side.
He ran out and hit him.
He threw his shoulder out there and nailed the guy, knocked him on his ass, and walked back into the group. And I don't even think the refs called him on it.
I think you could tell he felt horrible about it too.
Yeah,
because you could tell he did it and then was like, "Why the hell did I just do that?"
Yeah, but I kind of get the feeling maybe that's where the tiger was at too.
I don't know, because the tiger was celebrating it afterwards. You can see him when they call the penalty on him. He was dancing and stuff.
Really?
So, yep.
Well.
But anyways, all right, Beach. It is now time for the musical interlude of the show, and this year we are doing the theme of top songs of the year 1985, kind of celebrating this year's the season of Stranger Things. So, yes. Beach, my song was ended up in the top 100 for the year. It is by a group that is protégés of the Purple One Prince. A little group.
Oh, are we talking Jerome, bitch?
Yes, we're talking Jerome, Jellybean, and the main man himself, Morris Day. We're talking about The Time.
Morris Day and a mother effing time.
There you go. And so this song, Beach, is Jungle Love. Now, Jungle Love is a funk pop offering relying mainly on bass, analog synthesizer, and drum machines, although there are elements of new wave keyboards and a rock guitar solo, allowing the song to cross musical boundaries. The track was one of the first songs recorded for the album Ice Cream Castles, being cut late in March 1983 during Prince's 1999 tour. The track was also one of the first tracks to involve the other members of the band in the creation of the song. Morris Day and Jesse Johnson both contributed to writing the song. Day provided the sexual lead vocals and animalistic sound effects, and Johnson played guitar in the recording, whilst Prince played all the other instruments. Now, the song's elements combined with the Purple Rain momentum propelled the song to the Time's second highest position ever on the pop charts, peaking at number 20. And it is still one of the Time's signature numbers and is played at every concert to this day.
It's awesome. It is a good song.
Mm-hmm. The live versions of the song have been released on 2 DVDs, including one of the band performing the song live in the movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Which sequel is coming out? When is the sequel coming out for that?
It's coming out, I think, this month.
Seriously?
I think it does.
I'm going to get my Regal Movie Pass and take advantage of that one.
You know that Jay and Silent Bob are going to be doing a special screen of the movie in Salem, I believe, in October.
Okay.
Let's see. When is it? Release date is October 15th. That's when the movie comes out. All right, Beach. So with that, here is Morris Day and The Time with Jungle Love.
your guts. You wanna make love or what? I won't take you to my cage, lock you up and hide the key. You are only getting wider, babe, 'cause if you're hungry, take a bite of me. Oh, jungle love, yes. Think I wanna know ya. Hey, jungle love. Girl, I'd love to show ya. Yeah, jungle love. Think I wanna know ya. Jungle love. Girl, I think I wanna find my name. Hey, Jesse. Now, Jerome. Yes. Check it out. Jungle love, yeah. I think I wanna know ya. Oh, jungle love, yes. Girl, I'd love to show ya. And that jungle love, well, I think I wanna know ya. Jelly bean, yeah. Jesse, give me one of them sexy sodas. Right here. Break it down. Yeah. Get out of the way. Move on. Oh, jungle love. That's right. Can't nobody fuck with me. I got a basket love. I got a fireplace too. I'm all the way wild, baby. Oh, the things I could do to you. Jungle love, jungle love, jungle love. Yes, yes. That's it. Hold on. Shit.
Oh. Love that song, Beach. That just
You almost feel like you have to do the choreography at the same time you listen to that.
Oh, I know. And that reminds me of junior high school days for me. So, great song. Now, next week, Beach, it'll be your pick.
Okay.
Be interesting to see what you pick. There's a lot of, I was looking at the top songs for 1985. There's a lot of good music in 1985. There's a lot of good stuff. So, lots to pick from. All right. Alrighty, Beach. So, with that, it is now time to preview week number 2 in the Pac-12. Let me pull up Kyle's email here so we can get ready to go. Hate you, Kyle. Okay. So, Beach, first up, Friday, September 6th, we've got one game, Sacramento State at Arizona State.
I'm gonna be pretty solid Pac-12 this week. We'll see. I'll take Arizona State.
Okay. Kyle said, what FBS team could possibly lose to Sac State? Arizona State with the win. He put Arizona, but I think it's Arizona State. All right, I too will take Arizona State.
Kyle.
Up next, Beach. All the other games are on Saturday, September 7th. First up, Northern Illinois at Utah.
I'm going to take Utah.
I too will take Utah. Kyle says, Utah beats a team from Illinois, and the spirit of Joseph Smith smiles upon them.
Kyle's really hammering this whole Mormon thing here lately. Have you noticed that?
Oh, Kyle likes to dig deep with his references.
Yeah,
So that's
I
pretty
noticed
good.
that. And I guess when you're dealing with Utah, it kind of pretty much goes there.
Yeah. I too will take Utah. Next up, Nebraska at. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Nebraska at Colorado.
Go Big Red.
Go Big Reds.
Hold on. It was Nebraska where?
At
what?
Colorado.
At Colorado. I'm going to take Colorado.
Okay. Kyle says, still too early for a threat of frost in Colorado. Colorado wins. Scott Frost is the head coach at Nebraska.
Okay. For a former Oregon Duck coach.
Yeah, Oregon Duck coach, yeah.
Didn't we call that when they hired Riley the first time that was just a...
He was just a palate cleanser till they hired Frost?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what they did. I'm going to take Nebraska.
Is this Frost's second year then?
Second year, yeah. They had a rough start to last year, but then came on strong towards the end. Now, they won last Saturday, but it took them a little work to get through it. I think they scored 2 defensive touchdowns. So their defense looks pretty good. The offense looks a little lacking right now, but I'm going to go with Nebraska. I'm going with Nebraska in that one. All right, next up, San Diego State at UCLA.
Ooh. I so want San Diego State to win. Let's go with San Diego State.
Kyle says San Diego State because Chip Kelly.
That's
I too am going to take San Diego State.
Way we hate that bastard, don't we?
Yeah, UCLA's just look like crap. So, all right, up next, Northern Colorado at Washington State.
Oh, Washington State by far.
Okay. Kyle just says Wazoo. I too will take Wazoo. Next up, Nevada at Oregon.
Nevada at Oregon. Wouldn't it be awesome if Nevada win?
It would be.
But you got to pick who's going to win. I think Oregon's going to recover out of this thing. I think they should be able to win this one. So we're going to go Oregon.
Okay. I too am going to take Oregon. Kyle says Wolfpack's kicker won last week against Purdue with a 56-yard field goal and then was told he got a scholarship. This next weekend is a little tougher. Oregon. So they're all taking Oregon. Do we have any difference? Oh, I took Nebraska.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Cal at Washington. Getting into Pac-12 play already.
Yeah. Cal at Washington. I'm going to go with the Huskies on this one.
Okay. Kyle says, well, there will be a leader and a loser in the Pac-12 North rankings, but it won't be the Beavs. Huskies win. Yeah, the Beavs won't be in dead last after this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I, too, am taking Washington.
Okay.
Next up, Stanford at USC.
I'm going to take USC.
I guess Stanford is ranked. They're ranked 25th.
Okay, and where's USC ranked?
USC is ranked not. I think they're in the others receiving votes category.
Yeah, but they're playing down at USC, and they always seem to dominate down there at the Coliseum.
Yeah, they're 25th in one poll, 23rd in the other poll.
Okay. Thoughts?
My thoughts on what?
Who are you taking?
I'm going to take God. Kyle says Stanford keeps his poll ranking with the win, so Kyle's taking Stanford. It's at USC, but Stanford's had pretty good success down there. I'm going to take Stanford.
Okay.
What are you going to take?
I said I was going to take USC because playing down there.
Okay. Next up, Northern Arizona at Arizona.
I'm gonna take the not Northern Arizona, the regular Arizona.
Okay. Kyle says,
is there anything in Northern Arizona other than a university?
Probably not.
Huh.
Now Kyle says, Northern Arizona are lumberjacks, and they're okay. They sleep all night and they work all day, and they lose this game to Arizona. I am a lumberjack and I'm okay. Sleep all night and I work all day. You ever heard that song?
I don't think I have.
Oh, okay.
The only lumberjack song that I know is the one from Jackal.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I'm a lumberjack, baby. Gonna cut you down to size.
Yeah. See, I think they should sing that. They should play that at the Oregon State games. The lumberjack song that Kyle's doing is from Monty Python.
Okay. Remember that stupid one that they
Crank
tried
it
to
like
get
a
us to sing?
Crank it like a chainsaw.
Yeah, whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
I crank it like a chainsaw every night, but that's something
We
different.
don't need to go there, Beach. Next up, final game of the weekend and the latest game, Oregon State at Hawaii.
Oh, I don't know. Hawaii's got some cojones now. They got a win under their belt, but I don't think it's going to last. I think the Beavs will be able to pull this one out.
Kyle says Hawaii beat Arizona with their fast wide receiver Cedric Byrd. The Beavs should have no problem with that. Go Beavs. I too am taking the Beavs. So we've only got a couple of difference. You took USC and I took Nebraska. Other than that, we're pretty much straight down. So, alrighty, Beavs. Well, it is the Beavs at Hawaii this week. You want a little info on the University of Hawaii?
Yes, we talked about Hawaii before, haven't we?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we have.
Okay.
Yeah. You got all weird there, Beach. I can hardly hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's talk about Hawaii. Small little island, middle of the Pacific.
The University. Yep, the University of Hawaii at Manoa is the flagship institution of the University of Hawaii system. It was founded as a land-grant college in 1907. Now, the school is located in Manoa, an affluent neighborhood of Honolulu, approximately 3 miles east and inland from downtown Honolulu, and 1 mile from Ala Moana and Waikiki. Total enrollment in 2012 was 20,429 students, 14,402 of which are undergrads.
Remember that, who is that idiot congressman who was worried that Guam would capsize because all the people would it would be overpopulated? Did you ever see that video? God dang, who was that? Cummins? Did you ever see that deal?
Yeah, I see. Who is it? That's Hank Johnson, U.S. Representative from Georgia's 4th Congressional District.
There we go. You should play that for our
well, I don't know what that has to do with Hawaii.
Oh, I'm just concerned that if we have 24,000 people going to the college all at one time, that the island might capsize. So that's what I was thinking right there.
All right.
Please play that for them, for our audience, Billy. And then they realize that your congressional representatives are morons. So because even though he actually said this during a congressional hearing, they still continue to elect him every 2 years.
Yeah, I know. That's why when people think like elected officials people are just dumb. And they're dumb all over the damn place. And elected officials are probably some of the dumbest people out there.
I'm worried that Guam will capsize. I don't think that will happen, sir.
Yeah, it's not how islands work, you dumbass. All right, Beach, let's talk a little Hawaii football. Now, the official school colors for Hawaii, Beach.
Green?
Well, the official school colors for Hawaii Rainbow Warriors and the Rainbow Wahine are green, white, black, and silver. The white and green colors were chosen by wives of the faculty. And in 2000, a new athletics logo was created that included black and silver. So those colors are also now used by the athletic department. Now, Hawaii athletics began more than a century ago, with the first football team being fielded in 1909. Through 1923, University of Hawaii teams were called the Deans. And
I don't mean to sound stupid here, but I mean they were founded in 1900 whatever, in 1909 the football started. But they weren't a state at that point in time. Who in the hell did they play?
Well, I don't think Arizona was a state at that point either.
Okay.
I mean, we look at everything being a state now, but I mean, there was was
the U.S. very connected with? Because again, my knowledge of history is a little weak, but I just assumed that we had our base in Hawaii only sometime in the 30s or 40s before the war. Well,
no, it goes back before that. And it's also it's interesting. I know a guy who's from Hawaii, and I was talking to him because I believe the Hawaii flag. Have you ever seen the official Hawaii flag?
Huh.
Look up the official Hawaii flag.
Okay.
Look it up. And what is interesting about the Hawaii flag?
Hold on, I got to get my tablet here. It's not two-sided like Oregon's.
Nope.
Ooh.
What do you notice about the state of Hawaii flag?
It has a English. What do they call that? A Union Jack?
Has the Union Jack up in the it looks very much like the United States flag, right? Except up in the corner, it's got a Union Jack. Yeah. Well, because I believe King Kamehameha wanted to become a British colony.
Really?
Yeah. And so that's why it's up there.
Isn't it funny to hear about the negative colonialism stuff?
Hold your phone up to your mouth. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. It was you talk about there's always this push for anti-colonialism and how terrible imperialism was, but here you have King Kamehameha who actually wanted to be involved with the British, be a British protectorate. Mm-hmm. So as opposed to not wanting that relationship on trade. But anyway, it's interesting. I had no idea. I've never really looked at a Hawaii flag before. It's almost it's not as weird as the Maryland flag, but it's quite unique.
Yeah.
The coloring striping is weird too. It's like white, red, and blue stripes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stripes.
Yeah.
From white to red to blue.
Eight stripes is for the 8 islands.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. But they use 3 colors for them instead of 2.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's so that the.
How did you know Hawaii's flag? Is this? Did you like Sheldon? Did you have a episode of Fun with Flags on another podcast that I wasn't aware of?
No, I talked to a lot of people, and I was talking to Steve, a guy I know who's from Hawaii, and he actually played football for UCLA. But we were talking about it, and he's Hawaiian. He's native Hawaiian, and he was just we got talking about it, and I was like, why the hell is there a Union Jack up there? And he was like, well, King Kamehameha the first put it on there because they were friends with the British at the time, and I think he kind of wanted to be. There's a lot of stuff that goes on because there's actually several flags for the Hawaii flag. There's one that looks more like it's kind of green and yellow and red, and it almost looks more like Jamaican. And those are for people that want to be like their own nation or something. Then there's but anyways, if you ever look at it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it almost looks, it says here the flag actually looks very close to the flag of the British East India Company.
Yep. So, but anyways. So through 1923, the University of Hawaii teams were called the Deans. Now, in the final game of the 1923 season, the football team upset Oregon State, with a rainbow appearing over the stadium during the game. Sports writers began referring to University of Hawaii teams as the Rainbows, and the tradition was born that Hawaii could not lose if a rainbow appeared. The rainbow officially became part of the school's athletic logo in 1982 and remained until 2000.
Hold on. So that during a game with Oregon State?
Yeah, in 1923.
A rainbow appeared over the stadium.
Yep.
And that's when they became the Rainbow Warriors?
Now, King Kamehameha the Great and his warriors united the Hawaiian Islands, earning the warrior a place of honor in Hawaiian history and an expectation of strength, skill, and a fighting spirit. Hawaii teams became known as Rainbow Warriors long before the nickname became official in 1974. Now, in 2000, a controversial change allowed each team to pick its own team name. The football, men's volleyball, golf, and tennis teams all became the Warriors, while the men's basketball and swimming and diving teams remained the Rainbow Warriors, and the baseball team became the Rainbows. The women's teams, however, all remained the Rainbow Wahine. Now, Wahine means women in Hawaiian. Now, at the same time, the school changed its athletic logos to the current stylized H. Looks kind of more tribal.
Yeah, I've seen that. So
Yeah,
I like it.
So they went to that, omitting the rainbow of the old logo altogether. But on July 1st, 2013, the nicknames of the university's men's sports teams are once again standardized, and all male teams of the university are now referred to as the Rainbow Warriors. Now, more recently, the women's beach volleyball team, while still officially the Rainbow Wahine, generally uses the Sandbows.
Sandbows?
Yeah. So instead of rainbows, Sandbows. Just what they do.
Okay.
So there's some Hawaii athletics history for you.
All right.
So
sound like Sambos, like little black Sambos.
No, Sandbows. Gotta
Gotcha.
hit that D hard.
Yeah, kind of like peanut sauce.
Kind of like peanut sauce. Yes. When you gotta hit that T hard in peanut sauce, because if you don't say peanut sauce, it comes out peanut sauce. Something completely different. All right. Beach. So that's it for that. I'm hoping to get a good game out of the Beavs. Now, you know this game isn't really televised.
Isn't really televised.
Well, no, because it's in Hawaii. It's not a Pac-12 game, so the Beavs don't have that thing. But I think you'll be able to see it on Facebook. I think it's being broadcast on Facebook.
Okay.
So if you go to Facebook and look up Hawaii Athletics, I think you should be able to find it broadcast on there.
Okay.
Or you can always listen to it on the radio network.
Absolutely. Always fun to listen to Parker anyway.
And if you're not in a place that gets 1240 or 1190 KEX up in the Portland area, you can always listen to Beaver games broadcast on the TuneIn radio app. Just so
again, all good to know.
Yeah, so you can just you download the TuneIn radio app, type in Oregon State Beavers football, and it'll come up. So there you go. Because I don't really get good radio reception here in Dallas. It's weird. I'm kind of in a little hole. I don't really get good KEX reception, and I don't get good 1240 reception. Once I get to Rick Rial, it comes in, but here in Dallas, it doesn't.
Interesting.
All right, Beach, anything else to add this week?
I got nothing. I'm worn out. I need a break.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I was just dead yesterday. It was a good tailgater, though. I tell you what, it was good.
No, it's good. We ran out of food, though. That was crazy.
Well, we ran out of food at the end, though. We were able to get rid of it all. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And good donations in the donation jar, so we'll be able to go buy plenty more for next week.
Good, because it's cheesesteak.
It's cheesesteak week.
I love cheesesteak week.
All right, Beach. Well, if you've got nothing else to add, I want to thank everyone listening to show number 124 of Illegal Participation. If you'd like to comment, send a suggestion, or ask a question, HeinerTailgater@gmail.com, @HeinerTailgater on Twitter, and also HeinerTailgater on Facebook. Remember, listen and subscribe on iTunes. Leave a rating and review. Also, the Stitcher Radio app. Beach.
Billy.
It's been great.
It's been fun.
We'll have to record another show next week, and hopefully we'll be talking about a Beavs win and a 1-1 Beaver team.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Until then, here's a great big Go Beavs.
time. But everybody wants some. I want some too. Everybody wants some. Baby, how about you? Oh, yeah. Chica boobo lad looking for a move.
Okay. Alrighty, we'll fake it with this.
Now I got a mouthful of peanuts. Hold on.
Full of what?
Peanuts.
Oh, peanuts.
Peanuts. You gotta really hit that T at the end. It's like at Woodstocks. We use
I know,
peanut
you told me
sauce.
that's why.
You don't want to say it too quick? Because if you say peanut sauce,
Yeah, peanut sauce.
people on the other end might not know what the hell you're talking about. All right, you ready to do this?
Let's do this. Let's make this happen.